Hello and welcome back. I'm so excited you're watching this video right now because although I know it's the end of this video series, I also know it's just the beginning of an extremely valuable relationship. One where we can help you achieve the financial success you desire through the power of investing in tax lien certificates. As you can see, I'm flying solo today. My business partner Sean is in London right now teaching one of our 2-day hands-on intensive trainings. Now these are the trainings where we show people hands-on, face-to-face, exactly how to successfully invest in tax lien certificates. Over the years, we've learned that some people learn best by reading books. Other people, they learn best by listening to audios or watching videos. And then other people, you get the best results when you're shown how to do it, hands-on, face-to-face. So that's where Sean's at right now. He's shown a group of people just like you, hands-on, face-to-face, exactly how to invest in tax lien certificates. So today's the last day of our session of our Accelerated Tax Lien Certificate Investment mini course. And today, here's what I'm going to do. We're going to spend our time together showing you through some actual tax lien certificate investment examples. See, so many of our beginning and uninformed investors, they always wonder, what type of properties are there tax lien certificates on? What type of properties are available? Please understand, what I'm going to show you today is just a snapshot, a small sampling of the different types of properties for this short video lesson. The other thing this session will do, it'll start to give you a very accurate view of exactly how lucrative and how safe the tax lien certificate investment strategy truly is. And I'm sure you realize by now, although this mini course does give you a tremendous amount of valuable information, foundational information, and relevant information, it was never intended to be the only step you take regarding your tax lien certificate investment education. Instead, it was intended to give you a beginning step that gives you relevant, accurate, foundational, and even necessary information to help you begin the process of becoming a highly successful tax lien certificate investor. And I want to preface this presentation by letting you know that each of the properties you're getting ready to see, they were located by utilizing our 14-point due diligence process. Now, this is the process that we teach in our in-depth continued education courses, our online courses, and our live hands-on face-to-face trainings. Now, these are the types of trainings that you'll also have the opportunity to attend at some point in the future. But for today, let's take a look at some actual tax lien certificate investment examples. So here's property number one. I just want to give you guys a few examples. And so the first property you're looking at there, as you can see, just a little single-family residential home. It's in Florida. You can see the property ID number there. The tax lien certificate amount here is $1,068.48. The fair market value, now this is actually a tax-assessed value. As you're probably aware, tax-assessed values are less than the actual true value, even if it was only worth $58,000. Here's the way it works. You can acquire this tax lien certificate for $1,000. That tax lien certificate, once you've acquired the tax lien, it locks you in at the interest rate, so it's not a variable interest rate, it's a fixed interest rate. So one of two things are going to happen. Either you're going to get 18% interest on your money on this property, or if the property owner doesn't redeem, then you'll be able to foreclose and take the property, and you would actually own that property free and clear with no mortgage on it for the price of the back taxes, penalties, and interest only. So that's just one quick example in Florida. Here's an example in Indiana. Again, you're looking at a single-family residential home. It almost looks like a townhouse, a little bit older. This one's on Jefferson Street. The tax lien certificate amount is about $700, $699.45. Tax lien certificates in Indiana pay a 15% interest per year. The fair market value or the tax assessed value on that property is $71,450. And again, what I think is important as you look at these is you're not necessarily going to move to Indiana. You're not necessarily going to move into this property. What I want you to look at is how lucrative and how safe the investment is. Once you've made your investment, you're locked in at the 15% interest rate. And at that point, Only one of two things can happen. Indiana has a 1-year redemption period, which is the grace period we've talked about in previous videos, which means in 1 year, you know for a fact, one of two things are going to happen. You're going to get 15% interest on your money, which is about 15 times or 1,500% more than a bank's paying, or you're going to get to keep that property, own it free and clear with no mortgage on it. Here's a third example here. This is in Illinois. This pays 36% interest per year. Now understand that you have to understand that 36% interest per year, your money doubles every 2 years. If we were stockbrokers right now and we were talking to you about getting 36% interest per year, if you're on Wall Street, they call you a crook. They call you a liar. In the tax lien certificate market, that interest rate is actually written into the law. It's in the state statutes. That's how that interest rate is set. So you're looking at this property here, and as you can see, it's a commercial property. It's 3 stories high. Its fair market value, tax assessed value, is $1.3 million, and the tax lien certificate amount is only $180.61. Now, I know it just blew your mind, right? And you're like, how is that possible? The other one was $1,000 for this little house. Here's this big commercial building, and it's only $180. And here's the reality. Most of the time when you see a small amount like that on a big property like that, what has happened is it's typically a short payment. So they've mailed in a tax payment. They didn't pay the full amount for whatever reason. They paid an incorrect amount. So a tax lien is issued for the balance. And it doesn't matter why it's issued. Regardless, that property owner has to pay that $180.61, or you'll own that property free and clear with no mortgage on it, and it's worth $1.3 million. So this is reality. And again, I want to reiterate, the way we found every property you're going to see today is we used our 14-point due diligence process. As we've mentioned on other videos, the number one skill set you need to learn, number one skill set you need to possess is how to conduct proper due diligence. Worst case scenario, the property owner does redeem and you earn 36% interest on your money. Here's an example in Iowa. As you can see there, a nice single-family residential home. Fair market value about $162,000. Tax lien certificate amount is $1,000. So once again, once you've made your investment, you're locked in at a 24% interest rate. That would be similar to going down to your bank, putting $1,000 into a bank CD, and you're locked in at 24% interest per year. So one of two things are going to happen in this scenario as well. You're either going to earn 24% interest on your money. At 24% interest per year, your money doubles every 3 years, or you're going to own that property free and clear with no mortgage on it. Next example here. Okay, here's another property. Again, another property located in Indiana. And I think it's also important to recognize that tax lien certificate interest rates are for the entire state. So it's a state law, so every county within a state would have the same interest rate. But you're looking at a property here. It's a fairly recently built home, as you can tell. The property is worth over $250,000, $258,000. The tax lien certificate amount is $1,229.61. And it pays 15% interest per year with a 1-year grace period, a 1-year redemption period. So another point I think is important to remind you of right now is you don't have to fly to Indiana. You don't have to fly to Iowa. You don't have to fly to Florida to acquire tax lien certificates. Remember, through the strategy of assignment purchasing, that's the strategy where you can do everything we're talking about right now right from your kitchen table. So I just wanted to give you a couple of examples right here so you can start to get an idea of the different types of properties. Again, one of the biggest questions we get are what types of properties are there tax lien certificates on? So let's do this. Let's have a real quick discussion about the other types of trainings we offer. Since you've been watching this video series, you know that's what we do and what we've always been doing since 1991. We invest in tax lien certificates for our own portfolio, and we teach other people just like you, how you can become successful tax lien certificate investors also. That, in a nutshell, is what we do. So what type of continued education courses do we offer? So I'm going to go through 2 right now. Then we'll look at some more properties, then we'll come back and we'll go through a couple of more. The first course that we offer is an online course. Now, what this course is, kind of like you're watching right now, is a course of 4 2-hour training modules. Now, this online class, it's just that. It's a class. You're in an online classroom with a group of people. The majority of the presentation, though, the majority of the training is actually a PowerPoint. So sometimes you'll see me on camera, but most of the time we're working off of a PowerPoint presentations. That way we can show you examples, we can show you case studies, and we can walk you step by step through the process. The other thing that we can do in a live classroom situation like that is there's going to be segments where it's an open question and answer session. So you get to ask your questions and we answer your questions live. So that's our online training. The other training is one that I just discussed a little while ago that Sean's at right now. This is a live 2-day hands-on face-to-face intensive training. We teach these trainings all throughout the United States and Canada and all over the world. Now, these 2-day hands-on intensive trainings are designed to show you. This is where we get you in a classroom setting. You sit in groups of 6 at round tables, and we show you hands-on, face-to-face, step-by-step exactly how to invest in tax lien certificates. As I mentioned a little while ago, some people learn best by reading books. Other people learn best by watching videos or listening to audios. And there's another group of people out there. And some of you watching this video right now, you may fall into this group. And you just want someone hands-on, face-to-face, to show you exactly how to do it right. So those are the first 2 types of trainings that I wanted to talk to you about. So now let's go through some additional properties. So this property here, as you can see, is located in Florida. Again, Florida pays 18% interest per year. What you're looking at is actually there's a condominium. It's not this entire complex. It's actually a condominium within this complex. The fair market value being $73,000. Again, wanting to remind you, these are tax-assessed values, so the actual values are going to be a little bit higher than that. The tax lien certificate amount on this property here is $968. So once again, you're earning 18% interest per year locked in, or you can end up owning that property free and clear with no mortgage on it. Here's another example here, another Illinois example. And as you can probably tell, we limited, just because this is a very short video, we limited our examples to 4 states, Illinois being one of them. Again, what you're looking at there, you are looking at a building there that has a fair market value of $768,000. The tax lien certificate amount is $6,247.72, paying 36% interest per year. And I want you guys to understand that there are tax lien certificates available for $500, $300. There are also tax lien certificates. If you're watching this video right now and you're a larger, more seasoned investor and you want to place $100,000 or $300,000 or $500,000, there are I'm talking one tax lien certificate right now that you can invest $100,000 in. There's tax liens available for $300,000. There's tax liens available for $700,000, depending on the type of property and where it's located. So again, looking at this situation here, worst case scenario is 36% interest per year on your money, or you get the property free and clear. The next example here, another Iowa example, same thing, pays 24% interest per year. The tax lien certificate amount is $900. And again, it's another $250,000 property, $253,800. And what's important to understand also is you just don't take a list of tax liens. And I know we talked about lists that have 10,000 or 15,000 or 9,000 tax lien certificates on them and just randomly start buying anything. It's the due diligence process that makes investments like the one you're looking at right now possible. Here's another example, another Iowa example. This home, as you can tell, very nice, very well kept. Another single-family residential home, a little bit older construction. The tax lien certificate amount is only $300. So for some of you guys who are just beginning investors, now you have to remember my first tax lien certificate investment was $256. And so something similar to this is how I got started, was just acquiring one small tax lien certificate. 24% interest is 24% interest regardless of how much you have to invest. So just showing you the type of investments that are available to you, even if you're starting with extremely limited capital. The next investment here, again, another big commercial building. This is located in Illinois. And again, another interesting situation. The property is worth $1 million, and the tax lien certificate amount is only $150.38. Doesn't matter. Again, you could sit here and try to figure out why that $150 tax lien certificate exists. Even if you figured out why, it wouldn't make you a nickel. What the reality is, the only thing you really need to know is the fact. The fact is the tax lien certificate exists. The fact is it's $150. The fact is the property is worth $1 million. The fact is, if you acquire the tax lien certificate amount for $150.38 and the property owner does not redeem, you can have the property foreclosed on and own the property free and clear with no mortgage on it. Now, I know a lot of questions come up. Well, why wouldn't the person pay? Well, most of the time in a situation like this, guess what? They're going to pay. And if they don't pay, when it comes time for foreclosure, all the other lien holders have to be notified. And so the bank is going to get a notice that says, this property is being foreclosed on for back taxes. Here's how much is owed. If you don't pay it, you're going to lose your mortgage position. Guess what? They're going to come and pay. So looking at this one here, in my experience, it's going to redeem. How many times? 99.99999% of the time, that one is going to redeem, which means you earn a whopping 36% interest on your money. Okay, let's have a quick discussion about a couple of the other trainings that we offer to our students. The next training that we offer to our students, it's a 3-day in-the-field hands-on training. Now, our field training is a little different. This is where we take you out of the classroom and we actually go into the field and physically actually invest in tax lien certificates. Now, you actually have to qualify to attend this particular training. You have to be ready to attend because we have a rule. If you do not invest in at least one tax lien certificate by 5 p.m. on day one, we send you home. Now, why do we send you home? It's because this training is designed specifically to get you in the field, specifically, again, to invest in tax lien certificates. We also have what's called a private one-on-one training. Now, if you qualify for our private one-on-one training, here's what happens. We actually fly someone from our office, one of our top advisors, one of our top experts, and we're going to fly that person to your house. And this person is going to sit with you at your home, in your home office or at your office, wherever you prefer, and for 2 full days, this person is going to guide you step by step on how to invest in tax lien certificates, and in that 2-day period of time, you're also going to be actively investing in tax lien certificates online with one of our top instructors. Now, that's just a couple of our other hands-on investment trainings, and what I'd like to do now is let's get back to and go through some additional properties so I can show you some additional examples of exactly how lucrative tax lien certificates are and how safe they can be. Here's another property. Again, another one located in Florida. As you can see, this is a really nice house, 2-story home. Again, the value according to the tax assessed value is only $90,000. I think we all realize that Florida was one of the hardest hit in today's economy. The tax lien certificate amount is $1,624.85. And again, it just boils down to one thing. Once you make the investment, you're locked in. I know it's a broken record story by now, but again, I just want to continue to give you all different types of examples, different types of interest rates, different types of properties, different price values, so that you can see just, again, what I'm showing you here is just a snapshot. To give you a representation of what's possible out there and show you, again, once you know what you're doing, these are the types of investments that are available to you also. Then there's this sad little property here in Indiana, and I threw this in here just to show you that even if it was this sad little property, and I call it a sad little property because it's small and it's snowed in and it looks lonely, like there's no other houses around it. Even a property like this can be an extremely lucrative investment. Think about it. The property is worth $40,000. The tax lien certificate amount is only $344. Let's say for some reason that you end up owning this property. And let's say you end up owning the property after taxes, penalties, interest, and everything involved, it ended up costing you a total investment of $1,000. Well, the property is worth $40,000. Let's say and again, I'm not suggesting you do this. I'm just making a point. Please understand that I'm just making a point. You're in the property $1,000. It's worth $40,000. You list it on the open market for $10,000. It's going to sell almost immediately. And when it sells almost immediately, after you back out real estate commissions, closing costs, and all fees involved, let's say out of the $10,000, let's say you net $7 of the $10,000. Well, you're in it for $1,000. You net $6,000 net on your investment. That's a 600% return on your money in the worst economy that we've been in since the Great Depression. And so I just want to put things in perspective here. Once again, you invest $344. You're locked in at the 15% interest rate. Nothing can affect your interest rate. Real estate market decreases, 15%, you still earn it. Stock market depreciates, you still earn 15%, you're locked in. If the property owner redeems, you get your 15% interest. If the property owner does not redeem, you own the property free and clear with no mortgage on it. And here's my question to you. You say, well, it's only $344. Well, let me ask you this question. What's your $344 doing for you right now anyways? Seriously, to help you achieve financial freedom. If the answer is nothing, then maybe I would suggest that investing in tax lien certificates like this would be a good transition to make. Here's the next property. Here's an Illinois property. This is a very nice property. As you can see, it's worth $1.1 million. Again, the tax lien certificate amount is only $155.92. Probably the same scenario, a short payment. Tax lien certificate gets issued. And again, once again, one of two things are going to happen. You're going to earn 36% interest on your money, or you're going to own that property free and clear with no mortgage on it. Here's another property in Illinois. Worth $424,390. This is actually a condominium, townhouse, if you will. Again, it's just showing you a variety of the different types of properties that are available, the different values of the property, the different amounts as far as the tax lien certificate is concerned, the different interest rates for different properties as well. And again, you're looking at another fantastic investment. And so I just wanted to show you, I'll show you one more. So here's the final property I'll show you for today. Another property located in Iowa, paying 24% interest per year. And again, just look at the property, look at the condition of the property, and as you can see, it's a very well-kept home, well manicured, it's in a nice neighborhood. The property has a tax-assessed value of $115,000. The tax lien certificate amount is only $830. And once again, you're locked in. So you're locking yourself into what I would consider to be the safest and highest yielding investment vehicle in the world today, because I don't know where else you could go to get a secured interest rate of 24% interest per year with this type of security backed up by a $115,000 property with only an $830 investment. So again, I wanted to give you a variety of different properties, and I'm sure this also raises some questions, a lot of the questions that we addressed in our Q&A session. Again, you're going to have an opportunity to post some questions about these properties as well at the end of this video as well. So once again, just kind of a buffet of interest rates, a buffet of redemption periods, a buffet of property values, a buffet of the types of properties, and a buffet of how much different types of tax lien certificates cost. As you know, this complimentary series of videos was designed specifically to give you basic and foundational knowledge about the tax lien certificate investment strategy. It's an introduction to us as an organization. and also an introduction to the tax lien certificate investment strategy itself. Some of the things we wanted to accomplish in this video series, well, we wanted to first expose you to exactly what is a tax lien certificate. How does the tax lien certificate investment process work? We also wanted to reveal the facts and dispel the myths about investing in tax lien certificates. Well, another thing we wanted to accomplish was, well, we wanted to discuss the risk factors and show you the truth about how safe and how lucrative investing in tax lien certificates can be for the informed investor. We also wanted to address the most commonly asked questions and open up a dialogue with you so that we could interact with you directly online and address your questions, your comments, all of the things that we have been discussing after each video training. And then we wanted to reveal the reality of the opportunity so that you can see how lucrative and how safe tax lien certificates are, so that you'll use this strategy to create financial freedom for yourself and for your family. And we did all of this with the hopes that you could decide whether tax lien certificates are the perfect investment for your current and future financial success. So what's next? Based upon all of the questions and comments we received after each video lesson, we know a lot of you are very interested in furthering your education on investing in tax lien certificates. So here's what we've decided to do. We're going to conduct a free 2-hour online class that will give us the opportunity to dive much deeper into the tax lien certificate investment strategy. The vast majority of this presentation is a PowerPoint so that you can see actual case studies, so that you can see actual examples, and we can walk you step by step through the entire process. Additionally, this class will also give us the opportunity to give you specific details about our 1-year tax lien certificate investment protege course, which is the most important course you can take from us for beginning and intermediate investors. And yes, of course, there is an additional investment for our continued education courses, and of course, they're worth every penny. And just in case you could possibly be thinking that this upcoming online class could be some 2-hour sales presentation, nothing could be further from the truth. We'll spend about 1 hour and 45 minutes giving you pure training content only. Then, what we'll do at the end of the session, we'll spend about 10 or 15 minutes giving you all of the important details about our 1-year introductory course. And we'll give you the opportunity to train with Sean and I and our entire team for the next 12 months. So here's what you do next. In the very near future, you're going to receive a private invitation from us via email to attend this upcoming 2-hour online class. This class is private and only available to those of you who've completed this introductory training series. So watch your email for your private invitation. It's going to come to you within the next few days, 5 days on the outside. And it's important that you understand, you must register to attend. So open up your private invitation. It'll have all the details there. Click the link in the email, and that'll take you to your private registration page. The second thing I'd like you to do today is this. This is the most important thing, actually. I want you to post a comment today below this video, like you have been over the past few days. But today, here's what I'd like you to tell us. Tell us specifically what you would like us to teach you in this upcoming 2-hour class. Let me put it to you this way. What's the most valuable information you want to learn? And then what we're going to do is we're going to take all of your responses and we're going to customize this upcoming class to not just teach you what we know is necessary. So there's going to be a chunk of information, and we know you have to know this piece of information. And then there's also going to be layered into that the stuff you guys want to learn. You've been going through this video series and you're thinking to yourself, but I want to know this, and I want to know that. I want to learn this. Whatever that information is, post a comment. Let us know what you want to learn, and we will personally customize this upcoming training to teach you that information as well. On a final note, just a personal message from me to you. First of all, I want to say congratulations. Congratulations on following all the way through to completion. You started the video series 7 days ago. You finished the video series today. And I know it may not seem like a big thing to some people. To me, it's a big deal. There are people, a lot of people who start something, and then they don't follow through and finish to completion. And you did. And that's why you're watching this segment right now. And I just want you to know, it's so important to us as an organization, my business partner, Sean Higgins, and myself, for everyone watching to understand the reason why we do this, the reason why we've been in business for over 20 years now is because we have a sheer desire to make a positive impact on the lives of other people, showing them how to achieve financial freedom, how to achieve their dreams through the power of investing in tax lien certificates. It's why we're here, it's why we're in business, and it's why we've always been in business. And we just want you to know that we're not really concerned what your background is. We don't care how much money you have or don't have, what your credit looks like, what your educational background is. We want you to know for a fact, without exception, because it happened for us, that regardless of your background, we know for a fact you can achieve your dreams, you can achieve financial freedom through this strategy, the strategy of investing in tax lien certificates. And we look forward to seeing you in just a few days here, and we'll look forward to seeing you at our upcoming 2-hour online training course. Have a good day.